AskReddit by Pique or Pickle. Who is one celebrity you think never deserved to be cancelled? Most of these names in this thread are gonna have to come with an explanation for why they got cancelled in the first place. I'm realizing just how badly I'm out of the loop in this thread, lol. It's like when people use uncommon acronyms and expect other people to know what they are talking about. Well, the OG of this category, Fatty Arbuckle. Get accused of rape, found innocent 3 times, lastly with an apology. Career still fucked. Came here to say this but was afraid the news, or I am so old that people here wouldn't know. Brendan Fraser. Called out a Hollywood exec for being a creep and he got blasted for it. I cannot tell you how happy I am that he's back in the spotlight. Edit. A lot of people are saying he was blackballed by the industry, whether it be studio heads, execs, or insiders. In my eyes that's just them cancelling him so their dirty laundry doesn't get aired. Yes. And I honestly think it's perfect timing for him to get back into Hollywood because people are finally standing up to all these Hollywood creeps and seeing them for what they are. Brendan was just ahead of his time. Paul Rubens. Like, what else do you do in a porn theater? I think it'd be weirder if he wasn't jerking off tbh. Janet Jackson. Many of the responses here seem to blame American society in general, but Jackson's cancelling was really orchestrated by a single person, Lemon Vez. He was in charge of CBS, MTV, VH1, and a number of radio stations who were all told by him not to play her music. And surprisingly, he later was forced to resign during the Me Too movement for how he treated numerous women, including Jackson. There's an excellent article about this in an issue of The New Yorker from about 5 years ago. Sinead O'Connor. And the worst part is that she was 100% right. Why society hasn't cancelled Chris Brown is beyond me. Sad news in the music world today. Chris Brown was found alive in his hotel room. Jake Lloyd. The backlash he got for his role in The Phantom Menace was not warranted. He got mercilessly bullied and his life was pretty much ruined. Quite sad. Same could be said about Jar Jar's actor. Me not remembering his name isn't great here, I know. Edit. Ahmed Best. Thanks you Sartan loves carties. The actor who played Jar Jar got his redemption in The Mandalorian as Kelleran Beck. He's the one who saved Grogu from Order 66. Ahmed Best is the actor's name. Pee Wee Dude was in a porn theater. It's not like he was watching Finding Dory and beating it. Janet Jackson. Her career went into nosedive after Super Bowl. She's back now, but she didn't need all that backlash. Eliza Dushku. Was sexually harassed on the set of Bull. She complained about it and hasn't gotten many work since. That's what happened to her ? I loved her. Met her, she was cool too. Dixie Chicks. 100% agree. Their songs were a big part of my childhood. So stupid, especially after the crap people like can say and still be somewhat relevant. Brendan Fraser. So glad he got his redemption. Monica Lewinsky. She got cancelled before being cancelled was a thing. For literally nothing. It's so nice to see though, she has such a good sense of humor. I'm racking my brain now to remember whose Insta post it was, but like a week or so ago a celeb posted a series of photos and one they had a beret on and Monica commented, "Who wore it better, lol, she just does queen shit." Edit. I remembered. She commented on John Mulaney's birthday post for his adorable son, who was the beret wearer. I still believe Anita Hill. Yeah, 100%. Clarence Thomas turns out is a total piece of shit. Wow, if only someone warned us, like testified about it. Courtney Love was cancelled by Hollywood for speaking out against Harvey. I still remember when she did it at the MTV Awards. They should have listened to her. Janet Jackson. OMG. The Super Bowl thing was beyond stupid. Sinead O'Connor. Absolutely 100% right about something most people were not ready to hear, and it killed her career. Al Franken. Al Franken was sacrificed in an attempt to make the GOP follow any sort of norms for behavior. Gillibrand basically killed her future past senator in an attempt to make the Access Hollywood tape or Sean Carroll matter. It didn't work. What we learned is that the only thing preventing the presidency from going off the rails in the past was that those men had some inherent decency about them. Yes, many did many bad things, either at the time or with benefit of hindsight. But they had some internal line they would not cross, and or a Congress that cared enough to keep to do their job and it in check. Sort by controversial. Courtney Stoddard. How on earth a 15-year-old child was the villain rather than the man in his 50s, I will never understand. Winona Ryder. Incredibly talented person who was going through a tough time. She needed support, not outrage. Her best friend Gwen Paltrow stole scripts from her apartment and auditioned for roles that Winona's manager had in line for her. Shakespeare in Love. All the victims of McCarthyism. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/mccarthyism #victims_of_mccarthyism _dart. Can we include Ronald Reagan's Hollywood victims to that? The blacklist was terrible enough, but he would accuse anyone who opposed his Union presidency of communist ties to maintain power. Lindsay Ellis. What happened? Can someone elaborate? PLS. Does Pamela Anderson count? It was pre-cancel culture, but the way she was treated by the media was horrible. She did absolutely nothing wrong. The way she was slut-shamed for having sex with her husband was so wild.